Today's episode of PTG is brought to you by the one and only Trans Labs that brought the world two amazing products. First off, Transfuse, which is a hydration multiplier, and most recently, they just dropped Transcend, which is a nootropic energy formula. No matter what you use, when you choose Trans Labs, you are going to be boosted and you are going to be ready to charge the paintball field and win out there. With Transfuse, that is a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients in this product. We've got zinc, we've got vitamin B6, we've got vitamin C, sodium, potassium, choline, and it is an amazing way to make sure that you're hydrated and prepared to play top-level paintball. When it comes to Transcend, that is a premium nootropic energy formula designed to increase cognitive performance, elevate mood and clarity while supporting long-term brain health, and it's going to leave you feeling great with no crash or jitters. It's one of the only products in the nootropic space backed by research studies to ensure the formula is correct for optimal performance. It is more potent than anything on the market, and it will keep you charged and ready to win out there. I take one scoop, but if you're stimulant sensitive, take a half scoop, and if you want that LFG dose to launch to the moon, dump 2 scoops in your drink and you are going to be flying down that paintball field. Comes in 2 delicious flavors, Baja Blast and Skittles Candy for the Transcend. And for the Transfuse, they have 2 new flavors as well, Pineapple Express and Hawaiian Punched. So if you get a chance, head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly delivery service, you also get 10% off as well. So you can take advantage of 20% off on these products. Head over to translabs.com and give it a go. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same-day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram at Lone Wolf PB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community.
What's going on, PTG fam? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This episode, we have an absolute banger. We got to sit down early Monday morning after a long weekend of practice, getting ready for the Chicago Open. We talk practice breakdown, injury report, conspiracy theories. Yes, that's right. We dove in a little bit on some fun and interesting concepts. Had some special guests call in. We got to hear from Jason Trosen and Damian Vazquez of San Diego Dynasty. And just had a lot of fun, a lot of great little insight, knowledge, and tons of good Discord questions. So without further ado, we will see you in the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys, though. Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PTG show. What is going on? We got Marcelo, myself, doing a fun little bit here on a Monday morning, getting an early show rocking for the week. How's it going, Marshy?
Oh, it's good, man. You know, event week, it's always incredibly slammed. We have so much going on with all the different stuff. Obviously, our team stuff, BKI, all the different teams that we're helping prepare for the events, and just getting family stuff in order before we can head out to the big show. So busy week. It's nice to get this show going Monday morning, first thing, and while everything is fresh over the weekend, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, man. So I'm excited to sit down, talk. There's a lot that went on this weekend, a lot coming up this next weekend. This is a huge event for a lot of teams. Obviously the teams that are towards the top for, race for the series, and then the teams that are at the bottom as well. I mean, it's definitely do or die time for some of the teams in the bottom 3 spaces for that relegation.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be wild. We got the NXL Chicago coming up this week out there at Gaelic Park in Oak Forest, and we can't wait to see everybody out there. We had a great weekend of practice. Obviously, you were practicing with, I believe, Edmonton Impact, and was it DMG?
Yes, that is correct. And it was so incredibly hot. I'm actually right now trying to pull up the the weather for Chicago. I accidentally put in Garlic Park. That one's not going to do it. It's Gaelic Park. There we go. Ooh, looks like it's going to cool down a bit. Thank goodness. All right, 80s. Yeah, it was 108, 109 out in Sacramento this weekend. It was brutally hot. I got home last night in San Diego. San Diego was insanely hot too. It was like 100 over the weekend. I went to bed still hot. My AC couldn't even cool my place down. It was so hot. I mean, the inside of my place was like an oven. You know, I'm up on the second floor here, so I got the vaulted ceilings. It kind of insulates and keeps the heat in a little too good. But man, it was just cooking. I like walked in and was like, oh my God, it feels like a sauna in here. Yeah, it was kind of brutal, dude. It's brutal. It's been hot. We're having a heat wave.
Yeah, that's unheard of for San Diego too. I mean,
It
to
is.
be
Yeah.
100, that's crazy. Yeah, and out in Ohio at Level Up Sports Park, that's where Houston Heat was rocking out. We had Blast Camp and, of course, Level, and it was kind of overcast, a little bit more rainy out there, but still a really solid practice getting ready for Chicago rolling into the event. And I think it's going to, I don't know if it's going to rain in Chicago. You know, it's always kind of like the mystic forces of paintball. You know, there will probably be a drizzle here or there or something, but it shouldn't be too bad weather-wise with the heat out in Chicago for next week or for this weekend.
Yeah, you know, the thing about Chicago still is the humidity sometimes can get you, at least for us here on the West Coast in the desert climate. The humidity will really magnify the heat. I know for me, it just is so hard for me to keep, you know, hydrated. I lose so many fluids. So all that prep obviously starts. It has already started, but this whole week it's nothing but water, electrolytes, good fruits, you know, bananas, apples. Those are two of the major ones that we've talked about on the show a bit, with, you know, good sources of different vitamins and fibers and electrolytes. So all that for everybody should start now. And, you know, do your best to make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah, apricots too is a huge hack. I just realized how much like potassium and goodness is in like dried apricots. So get some of those, keep them close, be hydrated, and get ready for this weekend. It's going to be a fun event. Shout out to the NXL. It's like a paintball festival, you know?
Jason Trosen's calling me right now. Should we answer?
You got to let him know he's on PTG.
As soon as I answer, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, brother. Hey, first things first, we got to let you know we are live currently in a show of PTG. So if you don't want to say anything, I know I was going to try to text you and let you know, but I figured, you know what, I'll just answer. At the very least, you could say hi to the people. But
hey,
Monday morning. Good morning. How's it going?
Good, man.
Doing good.
Yep. Yeah, we're knocking one out Monday morning this week since we are leaving for the event this weekend. Lot going on, so we decided to hammer it out Monday morning. We might start doing a few more of these, but typically it's like either Monday or Tuesday evenings.
Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna try this. Get this. I just sent you a picture of. It's gonna run along the back side of the start base on the pro field.
Yeah.
And the start base is gonna be placed in the middle of this. And this will be on the back line, so this will be out of bounds. So the idea is to stop people from starting out of bounds, right? That's just a constant nitpick I get from teams, and it's just hard to look for. And the angles that the refs are on, it's sometimes hard to see. So this will not allow you to start out of bounds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I like that. I think that's a great solution. It also looks really good. Yeah, I have the picture on my phone here. Jay, you mind if I do share, right? Show a little preview.
Fine.
Yeah, totally.
It's nothing crazy, right?
Yeah. So for all the listeners, you can head over to the YouTube and check this out. But I think that looks really good. It looks very professional, and it'll definitely accomplish what we're trying to do here. Just for a little background, I know, you know, previous events, and I didn't even really notice until I saw videos after the event, but There's sometimes shots that are right there off the start gate where like you don't even really recognize you're doing it, but you can, you put one foot kind of backwards out of bounds and you're a little more protected and you have a shot that wouldn't necessarily be there if you were in bounds. So it's
I don't think teams have really cared about the heels or the 1 foot out of bounds starting, but it's really when a player has an angle when he's standing, that 1 or 2 feet out of bounds for a on the break shot that they're hitting. Mm-hmm. That advantage is what teams. And the problem is I want to eliminate the least amount of things that a ref has to look for helps, So if we put this behind there, that's just another thing that refs don't have to watch for, right?
Totally.
Is his foot here? Is his foot there? So trying to make the refs' job easier. Hopefully this will help out.
Yeah, when you explained that to me, it totally made sense because that was my first thing. I was like, well, why not just, have the refs make sure of that and start calling it. If you call it just a couple times, the players are going to acclimate and say, okay, we got to be really mindful of that. But you're absolutely right. They're concerned about other stuff. Players running to the snake, running to the Dorito side on the break, looking for hits, you're trying to watch 5 separate players break out. If you could eliminate that variable of their foot going out of bounds or them standing back there and shooting another way without trying to take a ref's eyes off of the game, I think that's very wise. And so this is a great solution, man. Nice job with this, Jay.
There we go. Well, have a good show, and we'll see how it works there, and maybe it's something we implement at other fields too. So.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, while we have you really quick, can we talk a little bit about the All-Star game coming up? Yep. How did that all come to fruition? I think it's a very exciting thing for the sport. Really excited for this year's All-Star game. I know there was still some talk about maybe moving it to Thursday or if they were going to continue to do it Sunday. Have you guys made any decisions on that or?
Yeah, as of right now, it's planned for 1:15 on Sunday. So we're going to run the Sunday games all the way through the semifinals, and then it's about a half-hour break after the semifinals, the Pro All-Star game. I think we're going to run a 20-minute game, which is longer than a pro game, right, to get more reps. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to keep it on Sunday for this year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
that's when everyone's there,
Go Sports,
right?
That's when everyone's there. Everybody's there. Everybody's tuned in to Go Sports waiting to watch that pro finals, semi-pro finals, and I think there's be a lot of people watching it, right? 80-90% of the teams are knocked out, so the players are, I'm hoping, already there playing Sunday anyways. So
correct.
We'll just have a fun, and it's something I've taken part in the past, and it was fun, and maybe we'll do something more next year. Maybe some kind of skills competition, that type of thing too with it.
Yeah, dude.
So,
I love it.
I'm just happy to get it back. At least we're having it again, right?
Oh my gosh, me too.
Hell yeah.
We've needed the All-Star game for so long. The All-Star game is one of the coolest things in all of sports. People enjoy it. People enjoy the opportunity to play with other coaches, other players that, usually you're like mortal enemies with out on the field, but it's always cool. It's like same as, with Team USA, which is also coming up in 2 weeks. But bringing back the All-Star game is really cool. I thought it was amazing how you guys did the live draft on Go Sports. Very exciting stuff, man. Also, Jay, you've been crushing it with the fields. This field is really fun.
Yeah, this one seems, actually, I got a chance to preview it. I was we did an event down in Panama, the Latin American Championship. And I knew that none of those teams were playing it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to build it out here. We'll build it. I get to see how it plays. So
nice.
I'm excited to see how the pros play it coming up. So play good, play fast. Yeah. I thought the teams would have used the center more than they were. But I think it'll be an exciting layout. Mm-hmm. So got one more to do. World Cup this year.
Yeah, you've been crushing it, Jay. This field looks amazing, and everybody's going to have a lot of fun. We're excited to get out to Gaelic Park and get this show on the road, man. It's going to be a great one.
Oh, yeah. Great grass there, too. That place is a good place to have events.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Chicago's definitely one of my favorite playing surfaces to play on. It's you can glide out there. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome, Jay. We won't keep you much longer, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for everything you do. You guys have been absolutely crushing it. The fields have been fun, and I appreciate that you guys are constantly trying to make the game better. So, talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Thanks, brother.
I'll see you guys in a week.
Later, brother.
Later.
All right, later, bro.
Big J, dude. Jason Trosen is one of my favorite people. He really is. He's such a good dude, man. And I think he's done such an excellent job for the sport, being the kind of the rules commissioner, the mega super head ref. But he does so much more than that too. He's been involved in the game for so long, was actually the old head coach of Houston Heat, had a lot of success there with your group. Man, yeah, Jason is absolutely dynamite, doing a fantastic job. Really, in my opinion, does a great job of keeping the game fair, and each year trying to do things to improve the game, and sometimes you don't realize that there might be a rule that's out of place until it gets exploited during the season, right? And almost every time that's happened, I've watched, we all have watched Jason go back kind of the drawing board and say, hey, here's how we can do this better. And so it's really good to have somebody like that, at the helm.
Absolutely. Jay's the man. And also a kick-ass paintball player, beast on the paintball field, and played pro paintball. So he understands the game from that aspect as well, and has a really good understanding of what's going on and how we're seeing the game as the pro athletes and paintball players in general, and is just working it, making everything happen for the players, and an amazing commissioner for the league.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. Yeah, so start stations. I know that was a question in the Discord about how that's going to affect the game. I don't think you're going to really notice anything. I don't think it's going to change play style. I don't think you're going to notice any difference, but it will keep players from stepping out of bounds off the start gate. I am curious, yeah, no, it's not going to really change anything. Your footing will be back there, and yeah, I think it's going to be totally fine. I'm excited for it.
It's definitely a little bit different, because normally you'll have a player who's kind of on the edge, maybe on that corner, and you won't be able to be offset anymore. You'll be flat, right? Everyone's going to be flat against this wall. So that would be the only thing that I think will be a little bit different. And I'm interested to see, how the lines are, or where we all start. Because, we're going to have to make sure we start efficiently. That's the name of the game with paintball, being efficient with those off the break shots so that we can get them up and get those early eliminations. And I'm really excited to see the new start station, keeping players from shooting from out of bounds. I think that'll be great. You can't have any advantages that we're giving any other players. It's going to be interesting as well to see them breaking out and maybe rubbing across the back wall or something, and running across the back wall as they run out wide, because you still want to be deep.
You bring up an excellent point. That is going to be an extra job for the refs. The refs are going to have to do a very good job of squeegeeing that, because even the start gate, I've been pulled. I was given a penalty actually in Dallas for rubbing up on the start gate before the game started. I lean up on the back of it, pull up off the break, and the back of my leg had a big gloop of paint on it from the start station. Right. And so now you're expanding that. That's something that they're absolutely going to have to monitor. That's a great point. Got to make sure to bring that up. And, the refs are always good about it, but sometimes they just kind of simply forget that. Ever since then, I'm like, hey, guys, I'm sorry. I'll do it. Just hand me the squeegee. I'll do it. I just want to get this shot off the start station.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's something that could happen. So yeah, it sounds like the regular start station will be inbounds like it has been. And then along the back line, that will be there. So, I don't think it's going to change your formation on the box with your team as much. You know what I mean? You're still going to have that spacing. But yeah, you're right. There's going to be kind of gliding along the back part of it, which is interesting for sure. But again, I'm excited. It's also another opportunity to have logos put on something, right? Right now, the ones that he showed us, again, for all the listeners, head over to the YouTube channel and check out the picture if you want a sneak peek of the new start station that's going to be at the NXL Chicago Major. Right now it has just the NXL logos, but that's another great piece that can put some sort of sponsor, some sort of outside sponsor on the field, that's always going to be on camera when the players are at the start station. And these are the things that we need to start selling. We need to start selling, those logo placement, it's huge. That's what sponsors want, stuff that's always going to be kind of on camera there. So, good opportunity there, I think that because did someone just show me, what game was it? It wasn't cornhole. It wasn't one of those, but it was another just incredibly silly game where I'm like, how is this on ESPN? They have all sorts of stuff that you can tell is literally set up in the scene of the game simply for logo placement, and it makes it look more professional. That's all it does. It makes it look very professional. So, a little more of that would be fantastic. My opinion.
So does this wall on the back run the entire length of the backfield? Is that how big it is?
No,
or is it just
no. Yeah, this looks like it's just a little bit wider than the start station, by a couple feet on each side to really just prevent like right there off the gate which is where it was happening. It's not really happening along the back line and all that stuff. So that would be sick though. Remember the old NXL, how it had the tubes around the whole thing?
Yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah.
I thought it looked cool. You're like, that's the arena right there.
And I love what you said about the logos too, having all those logos out there really adds to the professional look. And the NXL has been doing such a great job of putting on these amazing paintball festivals. That's essentially what it is. It's like a huge paintball gathering. Everybody floods in from all across the world and the nation. And we go out there and we play a bunch of paintball. And it is hands down the best paintball tournament in the world. So shout out to the NXL for these huge events that they put on for the culture of paintball.
Yeah, man, 100%. Little injury report update. Really, always a little heartbreaking with injuries. I understand how difficult they are. They're part of sports, though, unfortunately. And with fantasy football coming up, it's like, kind of one of those things. Injuries are, it's made me realize that in sports, all that stuff is made public. It has to be, it's mandated by the league for teams to report their injuries. I believe that's mostly because of fantasy sports. Not 100% on that. I do think it's because of fantasy sports and betting though, which brings in a lot of revenue for the league. And so there's that mandate, or maybe the mandate was there before fantasy. I'm not sure. But in any case, this weekend, man, huge bummer. Zach Yakimek did break his ankle out at practice, really hoping for a speedy recovery. Zach's one of the best dudes in paintball. His whole family does so many things for the sport. He was in good spirits though. Actually kind of making jokes as they were helping him off the field, and hopefully he recovers quickly. And he's, I know getting married in a couple weeks too. So that's a bummer. That's definitely tough. I think everybody's going to wear the boots to support. And then I just got word that Harrison Fry sprained his MCL. He's not going to be able to play with Team USA in Paris. So I assume that he's not going to play Chicago as well. Definitely a hit for both squads. But for him, I'm really happy that it's just a sprain. Knee injuries are definitely really scary. And then one that really hurts is young Seth Brown from Wrecking Crew and the Team USA squad. This kid is one of the brightest lights in upcoming paintball. I guess dislocated his knee this weekend. So a lot of stuff happened this weekend. A lot of injuries. A lot of shakeups. That aren't good. And first and foremost, I hope all these players just heal well. It's really difficult to come back from injuries, mostly mentally. That's the biggest part of coming back from an injury is the mental part of it. Coming back from them physically, the body does great things. It heals if you get the right treatment and you do the work. The body is truly fantastic. The mental block is really the most difficult thing to get over. But if you do the rehab, if you do the work, and if you get the proper treatment, that should give you the peace in mind, the confidence that you're going to be able to be 110% again. I know it did for me. When I came back from my knee injuries, I honestly felt better than I did before the knee injuries in many ways, as far as my athleticism. Now I'm definitely getting older, and the arthritis and stuff in my knee is not the greatest, but it's I think that probably is a little more natural coming with age. But yeah, just a huge bummer. I feel really bad for those players first and foremost, and what they're going through. Hope they heal up. Hope everybody else is healthy in the league. Those are the only ones that I had heard of. Ryan did have a scare last weekend. Yeah, he sure did. Ryan Greenspan decided to dive out of bounds on his knee. Like really, it swelled up, cut it open a little bit. He was fine to play this weekend though. But it's just part of the game, man. We're out there playing really hard. Everyone's diving around, playing as hard as you can. And you're not really thinking about protecting your body when you're trying to avoid getting shot or make a, crisp move. That's why it's so important to work on your fundamentals. So it's like second nature and you can do all that stuff correct,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we're not getting any younger. You know what I mean?
No, we're not, dude. We're not getting any younger.
Yeah, and sending tons of love and
Yes.
healing thoughts to the players that got injured this weekend. Man, that is definitely not fun. And make sure that you guys just do the work, like Marcelo said, and have a speedy recovery and take care of yourselves out there. We're praying for you and sending love your way.
Yeah, absolutely. With that said, I do think it hasn't been announced, but we have added Steven Mazurek to the Team USA roster. Shout out to Steven. He was kind of a no-brainer, and it's weird. He just kind of slipped under the radar at first. And actually, before these injuries, I hit Steven up and was like, yeah, we want you to play for sure. He plays on the Raiders with me over there. He was the finals MVP the first event. Steven's a stud. He plays really good ball. He's played for a long time, played for Elevation for a couple of seasons, one, maybe two. I've really enjoyed playing with him over in Europe. So we're going to bring him on board. Grayson Gladstone is also going to be out there, so he'll be on board. And Trent Nita, who is the captain of the U19's Team USA squad, I believe we are going to pull up and have him play with us as well. So we'll have 8 total, still kind of a thin crew. And I got a funny story.
Dude, congratulations, guys. And
yes.
Yeah, that's going to be badass.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Funny story. We were talking about Team USA yesterday. Ryan, Damian, the new kid, we're actually going to call him here in a couple minutes. We were talking about Team USA as we were landing back in San Diego, and he turns to me, and I swear to you, he goes, well, like what happened to all the other players like that were going? Cause I was like, oh man, so-and-so's hurt. We got to fill this spot. Yeah. He's like, what about like Fedorov? He doesn't go over there anymore. And I'm like, he can't play with Team USA. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, yeah, that was a bad example. It's not what I meant. I'm like, dude, Damien, this is why you're part of the Dum Dum squad. Oh, the Dum Dums, dude. The Dum Dums are so good. I love them. You know what? Let's give Damien a call.
Let's get him on
Are
the
we ready
horn.
to bring him in? Yeah, let's get him in.
Absolutely. Bring on Damien.
Why is Fedorov not on Team USA? Well, I give you one reason.
Yo, to the yo.
Yo. There he is. The man of the hour, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Oh, man. So excited.
What's up, dude?
Oh, not much, dude. Thank you for that intro. It just solidifies the story we just told.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just the Fedorov Team USA thing.
Dude, that was a perfect example. You just didn't understand. That's all it was.
Yeah, I didn't understand why players like Fedorov weren't playing with Team USA this year. Gosh, crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Mind blowing.
Hey, man, you never know what you're gonna get with me.
Yeah, this is true. You do keep us on our toes.
And that's why you're here on PTG, baby. Let's go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Dude, let's go.
Let's go. Damien, dude, I just wanted to bring you on, man. You had an excellent weekend of practice. Actually, the last couple weekends, you've played really well. Very excited to see that. Really excited to see you, dominate on the pro field. I know it's going to happen eventually. It just takes time. This whole thing's a process, but just kind of wanted to talk to you about, your feelings of preparation for this event and how you've kind of owned this role. Cause you went from being the go-to guy on your previous semi-pro team. Shout out to the newbies. And, on Dynasty, it's a lot more difficult, right? There's a lot of players that the coach has turned to that have, done this year after year. And you're kind of in the middle of earning your stripes, and that's definitely not easy. It could definitely be a big hit to someone's ego too. And you've just taken it in total stride, dude. You've been awesome. You've been a great teammate. You've played really well when we've needed you two out there. And I personally feel like it's starting to come together, but let's get your take on it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, yeah, it totally has been tough coming into the program, obviously with the reputation the team has and how dominant the team has been since the start of it. So it's kind of intimidating, but I kind of knew the process that was gonna take place. So I kind of, just took it with a grain of salt and just, I knew it was going to be a learning, at least for the first year, it was just going to be an overflow of information and knowledge. And, that was scary going into it, but obviously, it was excitement. Mm-hmm. And then, being with the newbies, I was always that guy that, I was just the guy on there,
Yeah.
And I started with that program, as I started playing paintball, in 2015.
Which is crazy.
So
Yeah. So, 2016, they ended up picking me up and, been with them for 4.5 years, 5 years. And, I kind of had to teach myself and everything. So that was another scary thing coming into the team. I only understood, my version of the game. And, now with you guys, it's just like, dude, this is a chess game. Like, this is crazy. You never think about it like that. So it's totally been, it's been tough mentally, but, I like to just have a good time with everything. At the end of the day, it's a game, and you just got to enjoy it. And that's when you play best, when you're having fun. So that's kind of what I took on it, going into the program. But it's been fun, man. It's going to be a grind, and I'm still learning stuff every single day. Like, whether it's Fedorov's
not being American. Damn, it's crazy that you just learned that.
Yeah, dude. That's something I just learned. So, we're learning something new every day. But no, man, it's been great. Everybody has been great on the team. And, I told so many people, when I first came out to practice with you guys, I was like, dude, if I, for any reason, do not get picked up by this team, like, I don't think I want to play with anybody else, because it was just such good energy and just good vibes everywhere. So that was, the key thing. But yeah, man, it's been awesome, dude. Everybody's been great on the team.
Yeah, dude, so, you definitely bring great energy, good vibes, a lot of laughs. That's for damn sure. Really enjoy having you around. But you also do a lot of really cool stuff outside of paintball. Do you mind talking a little bit about, your fantastic modeling career, that some of the acting you've done? I think you live a very fun and interesting life. And just to be clear, we want to get you on for a full episode. I've told you that for a little while now. So we don't have to get super deep into it. 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, isn't enough to cover it, but just a little breakdown.
For sure, man. Yeah. As you know, I was in the Navy. At 18, I decided I needed to do something. And I decided, to join the service. So I did for 5 years. And, yeah, man, I was on deployment in Dubai, and then that kind of like took off into modeling. I took a photo, posted online, and, Alex Lundquist, as you guys all know, he was kind of like, gave me the guidance and stuff that I kind of needed. And he was like, dude, like, you should really get into this. And I was like, oh crap. Okay, sweet. So I did. And that kind of took off. And then once I got out of the military, I was like, damn, I really want to pursue, this paintball thing. It's been a dream. And I'm going to be living in San Diego now. Like, it's just a perfect opportunity. Cause I was previously in Virginia, and Virginia is just, there's nothing there. So yeah, man, as far as like modeling, now I'm currently in the process of signing with a new agent, out of LA, and, that would be good for me, placing me in agencies worldwide, which would really, shoot me hopefully up, in the industry. And, but yeah, it's hard battling, that and paintball at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But, paintball has been a dream since a little kid. So, obviously that's been taking priority, it always will be. So, it's tough juggling both of them, but, trying to make the best out of it. But yeah, man, crap, it's tough, dude. The grind out here is tough,
Yeah, that's something that I think so many paintball players can relate to, because, you do typically have to juggle two things with paintball. If you want to chase a professional paintball career, you either have to be all in on the paintball side of like really treating it like a business. Tyler and I talk about it quite a bit. I know he's got something to add to this here in a sec, but or you have an outside job that you have to, or school that you have to, juggle both with paintball. And it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. I tried the whole school thing, but just my brain, the way it works, Marcelo, it doesn't work with
sometimes.
That. Yeah, the way it doesn't work. Fortunately, I've been given the looks, not the brain. But but yeah, I tried the whole school thing, and that was just, that was before joining Dynasty. And then, once I did get on a team, I was like, oh yeah, there's just no way I can do full-time school and, physically and mentally be, in the game 100%. So, so it's been tough, but, luckily modeling. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, how did you run into Alex Lundquist?
Dude, I actually, everybody had told me about that. He's a supermodel and all that. And I posted a photo, and then I had like sent it to him, and he was like, dude, like, yeah, like this is the process. This is how it goes. Like, reach out to these agencies. And I didn't know anything about it. So then I just started submitting to agencies, and I started getting, positive feedback, and people, wanting to sign with me and stuff. And I was like, oh crap, this can actually take off and, do something for me. So that's kind of how it started. And now, I kind of reach out to him here and there, to get some help. He's very supportive, and, he helps me and gives me some tips. So it's great, man.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Alex was
for everybody who doesn't
dominator.
know. Yeah, check
Yeah,
out
dude.
Alex Lundqvist.
Bryce Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. But it's yeah, man. It's tough. The thing is, being from in the military for 5 years and having your consistent pay, every 2 weeks, benefits and everything, to then now just not having any of that, and kind of doing the grind solo, and it's a different world. But I'm fortunate enough to weekends, and play this game and with this team and keep growing, man. I mean, that's what life is. Just keep growing and being a better person and just being successful. There's different ways of success, but
Hey, Damian, are you walking around in a dungeon or something? You're breaking up a little bit there, brother. Uh-oh. We're losing you.
I'm at the beach.
You're at the beach. He's at the beach. Did you go in the ocean just now
tan,
or what?
No, dude, I'm trying to tan, make these white legs.
I just pictured Damian right now is just like pacing around, doesn't know what to say. He's like trying his hardest to make sure he says all the right stuff.
Dude, you nailed it. You nailed it in the head.
What beach you at right now?
I'm in Del Mar.
Okay, nice. Dang, man. Maybe I could come down and take a dip.
Yeah, man, for sure. Come out here. I'll show you what's up.
Yeah. Well, apparently you can't really swim. From what I hear, you can't really swim.
Yeah, man. I don't know if Tyler, I almost drowned in the water, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Jeez. Dude.
Yeah, dude. Ryan, Mr. Greenstein gave me a leash to use, and that leash snapped on one wave, and I literally just got held on the water and literally drowned.
He knew what he was doing.
Dude. Oh, my gosh.
Dude, I know.
Bro.
He gave you an old rusty leash.
Yeah,
man.
Leash.
I mean, he screwed me. He screwed me 100%. He wanted it to happen. Trying to get rid of me somehow.
Oh, man.
But yeah, dude.
That's funny. All right, brother. Well, shoot.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
buddy. I mean, y'all good. Yeah,
Before,
sorry about the service and all that. It's pretty crappy.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no,
you're
much
good.
Better now.
But before we let you go, because you have such an interesting story of just starting in 2015 and then already landing yourself on one of the most profound professional paintball teams in the history of the game. How did you make that happen? What did you do in the early years that catapulted you and gave you success to be able to land a spot on a semi-pro team and then take that next step from semi-pro, obviously, to Dynasty? But what were the early years of your paintball career like, and how did you sharpen the sword and become such a great player?
Yeah, man, that's actually interesting because I'm the kind of person where if I do something, I do it full force, 100%. I'm obsessed with it. It's a massive addiction. Obviously, we all do it because we love the game. But, once I got into it, I was like, okay, crap. Like, I want to do this. Like, 100% want to do this. So there was no teams around me in the area, and I played baseball all my life. So as far as like athleticism, it kind of came, I wouldn't say easy to me, but, I'm just fluid. Fluid is the right word. Yeah. Anyways. So that kind of came a little easier to me. So I was like, damn, maybe I can reach out to, a higher level team and, just take a shot and see if it works out. And I reached out to the newbies, and they lived 6 hours away from me at the time. So I was driving 12 hours round trip, every weekend. And I was like, I mean, this is a team that's me get better. Unfortunately, it's far, but I know this is the route that I got to take to get to, I guess, the top. So I just dedicated, those 3-4 years, traveling, 12 hours to go play and get better. And, it was just the way I am, the way I'm built is to, when I do something, I want to be the best in it. So I did, man. It was just, massive dedication to it. I was just obsessed with the game. It's all I can think about. So that was it. I mean, I feel like that's the biggest difference, with semi-pro and, those guys that move up to pro. It's, it's your whole life, it's everything you want. So, that's where I was at mentally. And, it helped me, those extra weekends that people weren't going, I was there, practicing or even just playing with D4, D5 guys. Like, time out on the field was, valuable and was going to help me. So, I just sent it and just did everything I could and as much as I can. And I think that gave me that little extra step.
I love it, dude.
Love that.
It absolutely has, man. You got a hell of a drive. And, I think that's obviously what Dynasty saw from that first practice you came out with us. Somehow had better survivability than all of us. I certainly wasn't having a good weekend that weekend. And it was like every time we'd turn around, it was like Damian's the last one alive in like a good spot. We're like, what's going on here? Who is this guy?
Dude, and then I came up to you once and I was like, yo, March, like, you're good, bro. Don't worry about it. And you're like, dude, get off. Stop. Back off.
I'm like, yeah. Who are you?
Yeah. I was like, oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Things get heated at practice sometimes. It's fantastic, but
dude, it is.
It is.
Probably got the dum-dums now.
Dude, I know. That's like playing with the dum-dums is the greatest thing of all time. It's the best. It's the absolute best. The smarty tardies, it's like just, arguing, no fun. Everybody has their ideas. The dum-dums, I could go over there and just, it's like joysticking, everyone it's a success. It's fantastic. You guys listen, we enjoy, we have a good time, we laugh. Mikey almost blew your nuts off this weekend.
Oh my God, dude. It's like swollen right now.
Dude, that's insane. I saw the video because I was in the pit when that happened. I saw the video and I just could not believe that it happened from that close. That's insane. You guys are just standing at the start station. All of a sudden, Mikey's like holding his gun kind of like sideways and accidentally pulls the trigger while Damian has the camera and just boom, whacks him right in the nuts.
Dude, that was so painful.
Rough, brother.
Oh, yeah, dude. Wait till you guys see those videos.
Yeah, the videos are great, dude. Dalton is crushing it. I'm so excited for everything he's doing. Dalton's the man.
He is, dude. He deserves it, man. He's got such a great attitude.
Yes.
Such an awesome person.
Totally, dude. 100%. Could not agree more.
Yeah, dude.
Damian, my brother, we're going to wrap this up here. We're going to let you go. We got a few more things to get through on this episode, but appreciate you taking some time with us. Like I said, we would love to have you on for a full episode here sometime soon. You're the man,
yes, sir.
And I will see you in a couple days.
For sure, brother. See you guys soon, man. Be safe, and thank you guys again.
Oh, hey, Damian, where can everybody follow you on
Damian.
Instagram?
Dude, freaking Damien Vasquez, baby, you know what I'm saying? And official Damian Vasquez.
Do you want to spell it for people, or should people just guess?
Man, spell Damian, it's going to come out. Yeah,
spell Damian, it's going to come out. You're that confident in yourself. I think you have like 1,200 followers.
No, dude, I got like 3,200, baby.
3,200. Just wait till you hit 3,300. I'm gonna get you a gift. Let's get him to 3,300. Right. Let's go.
Are you gonna give me a pair? Are you gonna give me a pair of underwear?
What? That's strange, dude. That's strange. All right. Listen, I know what kind of pictures you're gonna take in them. So look, guys, all paintball players, if you want PG photos, go to Damien Vasquez. The other profile is a little yeah. I don't think you guys want to follow that one.
Damien Vasquez, that's all you need.
Damien Vasquez. Your other one doesn't even show up for me. I just have Damien Vasquez. That's all everybody needs. 3,100. You said 3,200. You cheated the system. 3,165.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Oh, and then the other one is, you don't even know it. Your modeling account is official Damien Vasquez, not Damien Vasquez. Oh, I don't even follow that one. I can't follow this.
No, you don't want to. It's all right.
I can't follow this, dude.
You can't.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Don't do it.
Dude, shout out to your girlfriend for being such a great supporter. She's dynamite, dude. She really is. She's absolutely dynamite. Hopefully we get to see her again, go out and play some trivia with Skinny Kevin.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Dude,
she'll be on Kevin's wall, man.
Are you kidding me with this photo? This is a joke. I don't even know if I could share this on YouTube.
No, don't share it.
It's unbelievable. It's not nude. That's crazy. Please don't follow official Damian Vasquez, guys. Let's just follow Damien Vasquez. That's his paintball account. And somehow he still has his shirt off in one of these photos. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Give Damian a round of applause here. That was
Damian.
Grand
Go.
Love you, brother.
We'll see you soon, brother.
Love you too, brother. See ya. All right, man. Bye.
Right. Peace.
Dude, I love that guy. He is so funny, dude. He is so
That's funny, man.
He's so great to have around, man. And he's like I said, he honestly played some really good paintball this last weekend. He's been playing good. Honestly, I think he's earned more opportunities than we've given him so far. But hey, that's the way it goes too. You're on a team that's having a lot of success, and it's going to take time. Period. And it's just the way it goes. But he's definitely earning our trust out there.
Anytime you tell people to not do something, that's exactly what they do. Do not go do this. They're like, oh, I'm going over there. We gotta check this out.
Over there. Yeah, 100%. Everyone's going to go check this out. Yeah, that's right. Do not listen to Play the Game podcast.
Yeah. It'll ruin your life.
Is that how it works?
That's right. That's exactly it.
Alex's whole theory with that other show.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and shout out to everybody who tunes in, man. We love you, and we cannot do this without you. We're tremendously grateful for all the support with the Patreon and just tuning in with the show. We love you, and we're excited to keep this moving into the future. We're headed towards episode 200. It's not too far out there, and we're going to keep pumping out these episodes week by week as we make our journey to 200.
Let's go. Episode 200, then episode 500, then episode 1000. We're just going to be moving. We're going to be moving. I think people thought we were going to stop a long time ago, but we're not stopping. We're only going to get better. Way. Very excited for all the stuff we have cooking up here over at PTG.
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes, sir.
Dude. So like the last kind of thing I wanted to talk about, because Ryan Greenspan turned us on to the Y Files. It's a pretty fascinating YouTube channel you guys can all check out. Each video is like about 20 minutes. I've watched 3 so far. I watched the one about the lizard people, which is, essentially civilization before humans as we know it.
Do we need our tinfoil hats for this? What's happening here? Is this tinfoil hat talk?
Why would we not?
Is that what's happening right now?
Why would we not?
On.
Tinfoil's on. Tinfoil's on. It's hat time. They're crunchy. They're crispy.
And we're having fun.
And they're full of conspiracies. Crunchy, crispy, and full of conspiracy.
The Y Files is a wild YouTube episode, and actually they have one on Mount Shasta that I did dive into. I want to watch it.
You did.
It's pretty crazy.
How is it?
I watched it. It was insane, and there's a lot going on up there. I have family that lives in the area, and they tell me some crazy stuff about the Shasta area. And if you ever get a chance, go and check out the mountain. It's pretty mystical. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's the one that got me is the Black Knight satellite. Now, I'm watching it. Ryan's all in on it. So Ryan's all in on it. He's like, and Ryan is pretty objective. He likes to look at the science, likes to look at data. So I'm a little surprised because after I watch it, I'm like, this isn't a smoking gun to me, but it's certainly interesting. And, the guy that hosts the show does a great job of playing both sides and like being as fair as he can. And when things have been debunked that are even like that disprove what he's trying to say, he shares that. He's like, well, this was actually debunked, but this still wasn't explained. So, it's really kind of strange. The Black Knight satellite is apparently a satellite that has been, I'm going to butcher a little bit of the details. I watched it late at night Saturday. But it's essentially a satellite that's been up there for 13,000 years, they say. It was photographed and seen through telescopes and shared in stories long before we ever sent any sort of aircraft into space. It's something that has been talked about long before we had cameras and things like that. They do have photos of it in the docuseries. But to me, it doesn't look like a satellite. It looks like space junk. But that's the whole thing, is they're like, there's no way it could be space junk because it's been up there since we've been taking photos of this before there was ever like an actual aircraft sent into space. So that's kind of strange. I haven't done, my own fact checking on that. It's, again, just kind of an interesting theory, but objectively, I believe in this kind of stuff because it's just crazy to me, right? The planet, this is all stuff we know. Our planet's been here for 4.5 billion years, right? 4.5 billion years. The oldest rock that we know of is in Israel. It's the oldest land that we are aware of, and it's like 180 million years old, something like that. Let's call it 200 million. I know it's not above that. A billion years, 1 billion is 1,000 million, right? So take that 4.5 billion. We only know and can even dig up fossils or find stuff from 180 million or so years ago so far. I don't know. I think there's a very good chance that maybe there was a very advanced civilization that was here and got completely wiped out. Whether it's from like a solar flare or mass floods or getting hit by a ton of asteroids, we wouldn't see any of that stuff. That stuff would be so deep in the earth. The earth has been completely reformed, completely reshaped. That's why we're still uncovering fossils that are older and older and older. And we're like, whoa, maybe humans were around for modern civilization with 13,000 years. And, we're finding pieces of different civilizations that are predating the times that we currently have in our history books. That's fascinating to me. If you continue to do that, why couldn't you continue to do that? So the satellite, the idea of this Black Knight satellite is maybe there was a super advanced civilization and they knew that an asteroid was coming towards them or it was going to be the end of the planet, right? They got this information and they said, you know what? We need to shoot our DNA up into the sky, put it in orbit. So if there is a cataclysmic event that destroys everything here on Earth, humanity will survive. And we can, we'll program it to release the DNA back into the planet in 100 years, after all the radiation settles or whatever the timeline is, right? This isn't quite in the documentary. This is like stuff that I kind of put together from things that I've thought. And it's interesting because isn't that what we would do? That's exactly what we would do. If we had the technology to do that and we were like, how can we save humanity? Do we dig like massive tunnels and go super deep into the earth so that we can, wait it out for 100 years and then come back out to nothing and restart building civilization? Maybe you do also try that. But if you have the technology to send a bunch of DNA up in a satellite that can, live and orbit up there for 100 years and then, bring it back down, of course, that's what we would do.
Yeah, you might not be wrong. And the termites have done really well. You know what I mean? They've done really well over time.
The termites. Yeah, but also not really. What are we talking about? A couple 100 million years? We're talking this planet's been here for 4.5 billion years. Like we're so even to us, we're like the dinosaurs. That's like so long ago, but not really actually. That stuff's crazy
in the grand
to me
scheme.
when you really think of time. And like all the hieroglyphs and stuff like that. What if that is just, we think that is like the most advanced those civilizations were, but what if everything got wiped out? They lost all their technology and they were like, this is the only way we can leave messages, so we have to do this to leave messages. And it was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's so fascinating to think about.
There's such a huge wormhole there. And my favorite part about the Y files is this little goldfish. It's this little guy.
I love the hecklefish.
The hecklefish, yeah. He's in there. He's putting in his 2 cents and just having fun. If you get a chance,
give me a break. So you're telling me the little hecklefish is great, dude. I love the hecklefish.
He's in there.
Shout out to Greenspan for turning us onto that one. That's a good little series.
And another cool thing that actually recently just happened, August 29th, matter of days ago, we sent the Artemis mission to the moon, which is the first time back in 50 years. And for everyone out there, which is crazy, right? For everyone out there,
it's not a manned ship.
That's right. There's no humans on board with this. It is all tech, and USA is still the only country that has ever had a manned mission land on the moon. Now, I believe
Maybe.
there were, yeah, right. I don't know. I do not
Allegedly.
know. But allegedly, there we go. But I just don't. I don't know what's going on, and it's really interesting. I'm very curious to see what kind of information they bring back from the Artemis mission and exactly what we have going on there. But I'm captivated, truly captivated by La Luna, man. That the moon holds such a big space in my heart.
Have you seen that Y-Files? There's a whole Y-Files about the moon being hollow and being like an extraterrestrial spaceship that was sent here to basically save the Earth from the lack of, gravity. Like Earth was kind of basically in this fog with all this mist around everything. And the great floods from the, during the Younger Dryas period were caused because the moon just suddenly one day appeared. And there's all these ancient stories of one day the moon just appeared. It was not here before then, which is crazy. And so they think that it's fake. And, they're talking about when we did land on the moon, air quotes, the whole thing rang like a bell, all that kind of stuff that, a lot of people have heard of. And again, I don't know where I stand on this, but it is very strange to me that we never sent anyone back to the moon. And no other country
I'll tell you who,
like, it's really weird.
I'll tell you who is going to the moon. PTG. We're going straight to the moon. We're doing an episode. We're doing an episode from the moon. So be on the lookout for that. We cannot wait for that. It's going to be a powerful episode for the world, not just paintball. And we're really looking forward to that mission.
PTG World.
That's it, baby.
Mission. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's really fun to dive into some of these conspiracy ideas because I don't totally
you get
buy
to put
into,
on
again,
these
like
hats.
I said,
look at
right.
You get to put these
you get
on.
To put on the
That's
hats, like the Black Knight satellite. Like I said, to me, I don't think that thing's a satellite. It just doesn't look like a satellite. It does look like it could be space junk, but then it's unexplained how it has been up there, and we have photos of it up there before we ever sent an aircraft into space. I mean, I'm sure there's other explanations for it. I would like to dive deeper into stuff like that. There's all sorts of weird videos of the astronauts coming back and like something they should be very excited about talking about, yada yada yada, and they're just not. It's almost like they got up there and saw something that they didn't want to see, or they realized, whoa, this is a fake mission and we have to now lie and pretend that we went. It is strange. It's definitely strange. That could also be explained by it just being an incredibly taxing and exhausting thing to go into space. So there's definitely so many explanations. It's fun to at least be open-minded to them, right? I'm not somebody who dives into conspiracy theories and believes in all this crazy stuff. Earth is flat, all that. I certainly don't. I like to follow the science, but science isn't always flat? Right. I do not think the Earth is flat. I do not.
Bro.
I do not. That is one I do not believe. I do not think. I just haven't seen good enough of evidence. Haven't seen it.
Dude, when you're in the airplane and you look out the window, boom.
I see curvature. I see
flat.
Curvature. I see curvature when I'm up there, baby.
I'm just being playful.
Yeah, I know. But it's fun to have an open mind with some of this stuff because the reality is we really don't know, dude. We really don't know.
That's
so
the only
much.
thing. Yeah.
We don't know
That's
so
the only
much.
thing I know.
Yeah. Is that we don't know a lot. Like we're so certain that, civilization or modern humans, we have a date. We're so certain on it. It's in our history books. We learn it. It's fact. And then we uncover a fossil and we're like, whoa, this is 3,000 years older than the other one. And so, oh my gosh, these humans were over here. We didn't think we had humans in this part of the world at this time. There was a whole civilization over here. So we're finding this stuff left and right, and we're barely scratching the surface. So it's just really fascinating to me. I look at, like, again, what we would do now as a civilization that has a lot of, technology and is pretty advanced. If we knew there was going to be some sort of life-threatening end of the world kind of thing that was going to hit us in, 9 months, I'm sure we would do everything we could to, put something up in a satellite or preserve things or make sure, like, how can we leave it on? I don't know. We would do stuff to try to save civilization, but it might not work, And so then if everything got blown up, if everything over the next 500 years, 1,000 years is like completely shaken up and brought into the soil and is this, radioactive nuclear winters and stuff, and it takes hundreds of years for any sort of life to even come back up, life would start again one day, maybe thousands of years later, hundreds of thousands of years later, and they would think they're the first. There would be no evidence of civilization. The gases would be gone. Everything that they test for would be gone. There would be no evidence, and they would think we're the first ones, and they would have to kind of restart. And then they would maybe find clues, wait, what's this piece of metal here? Looks like, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fascinating to really think about. And if you dive into it, and with, don't even get started. We're talking about here on our planet, but then let's dive into the universe and how big that thing is. That's my goodness. If you guys don't follow the James Webb Telescope on Instagram, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's fascinating. And you guys should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, check that out. Check out the Y files and have some fun. It's definitely, at the very least, some great entertainment, and you can definitely, just check out some funny things going on in there. All right, brother. Tinfoil hats off. That was solid.
Yes.
Back into paintball talk. We have the NXL European Championship coming up the weekend after Chicago, and that'll be September 15th to the 18th out there in the Paris, France area. And that field layout looks amazing as well. They have that crazy looking long snake that's going to be going into the 50 there. So definitely expect all that to be going wild on that snake side with that layout.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure we'll be able to dive into that a little bit more next week. We'll be able to get a show in before I do head out. We get back Monday, and then I leave Tuesday because we have practice with Team USA with the U19s on Wednesday. And then the event starts Thursday. We play Thursday, Friday, and then the main event starts Friday. So, it's going to be a ton of paintball. It's going to be a crazy week for sure.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be fun. Anytime you can go to Paris and play some paintball,
dude,
I mean, come on.
I know, man. Yeah, I'm really pumped. Bro, shout out to, real quick, before we get into some Discord questions, just sharing a little story, because Johnny Perchek did come out this weekend to play some ball.
Johnny.
I love when we go to Sacramento. We, try to give Johnny enough notice. The guys usually don't let him know until like the night before, so sometimes he can't make it. So I try to do my best to give him, like, as soon as practice is booked up there, I'm like, hey, Johnny, come out. He comes out, hangs with us, stays with us. It's just good to have Johnny around. Johnny Perchek is a legend. He's hilarious. But anyway, we're sitting around, and he was talking about, where he lives, and he's like, Walnut Creek. And I'm like, oh, Walnut Creek. And for everybody that knows the pizza adventure that I've embarked on with the family with Slice House, their main location, their main franchise location is in Walnut Creek. And so I was like, oh, no way, Johnny, have you been to Slice House? And he's like, what? Slice House is the best. That's one of the best pizza places I've ever been to. That place is absolutely insane. It's off the charts. Like, it's always packed. And I was like, dude, epic. Good to hear. We're opening a couple of them in Southern California. He was blown away. I was like, dude, that's a good sign. Hell yeah. There we go. So promising things for Slice House. Absolutely. I was like, oh, yeah, there we go. Walnut Creek. Shout out.
That's going to be a home run. Pizza. I mean,
dude,
pizza.
So
we're talking about pizza.
Everybody loves pizza, dude. And we have all kinds of pizza. All kinds of pizza. Yeah, man. It's amazing. I'm pumped on it. Really, really can't wait for the grand opening in the first location, which will be April of next year up in Thousand Oaks. It's going to be awesome.
There we go. Everybody tuning in, show out. If you're in the area, head over there, buy some pizza, support Marcelo on his new adventure with the Slice House.
Yeah, it's really just a cool thing for the family. You know what I mean? I know Papa T, my dad, was just he loved pizza. That was his thing. That was absolutely his thing. Every time I go to New York, he was born in New York. Always complained that California didn't have New York style pizza. I would go to New York. He would beg me to bring pizza back. Sad I never brought him a box of pizza back. I was like, Dad, I'm not going to be the guy to bring a box of pizza on the airplane. I love you, but I'm not going to do it. Like, what? I'm sorry. We did find a few good places in Little Italy and San Diego, but none ever quite like, New York style pizza. And Slice House, oh my gosh, it checks all the boxes. It's so damn good.
Yeah, you got to get out there and try it. Let's go.
Totally. All right, should we hop into some Discord questions?
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's get in there. Thank you, everybody in PTG land, tapping in this morning, Monday morning, on these questions here. We've got, I guess I'll open it up with, we got Coach Trick. He's wondering, will Carl truly make a difference for LVO? What do you think, Marsh?
Yeah, I really think he will, just because he, one, is an experienced attacker. Those are really hard to come by. And he's the type of player that forces you to put guns on them. So it's going to open up opportunities for other players, and they have a very steady team. So yeah, I think the addition of Carl, if used correctly, is going to be one of those players that is just a pain in the butt. So other teams have to game plan for that. Just his speed and athleticism makes him difficult to deal with no matter what team he's on. So yeah, I certainly think he's going to make a difference. I am curious to see, he's had quite a long break. So I'm curious to see how he processes the mid game. And, the game has evolved quite a bit. So, how you process the different situations, how you react to the different situations, that's going to be a crucial part. So curious to see that, but I do think he's going to make a difference for sure.
Absolutely. And then, he was also wondering about the new start bunkers. We kind of went over that. Thank you, Jay, for tapping in and joining us on the show this morning. And then we can both kind of dive in on this. How will bright colored paint affect the pro game as well? I think that obviously being able to see those lanes for the cameras is going to be great, but for the pro game is going to be another level of observation, right? Right now with the dark shelled paint, it is hard to read the lanes sometimes. You really have to be extra observant to pick up those threads. Obviously, when you have a bright colored ball flying through the air, you're going to be able to read those seams a little bit better. And I think you're going to see players going under seams, threading back and getting wide on a seam a little bit easier and being able to really use what their opponent is doing against them a little bit more with a bright shelled paintball, because you're just able to have that much more awareness on that optically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that, Ty. I totally agree with you. I think it's great for spectators. I think it's great for cameras, for slow motion clips that we're going to be able to share on social media, which is just blowing up right now, and paintball's doing very well on social media. I think for the players, it's even across the board. So everyone's going to be able to read the lanes a little bit better, a little bit easier, see paint coming in. You might even see some more dynamic moves because of it. So I'm excited for it. I think it's, why not try it? We can always go back, but I don't think we're going to want to.
Yeah. I agree. It's going to be interesting for sure. We'll see that hopefully popping up here pretty soon.
Totally. All right. Zinger PB. Shout out to Josh Pinaski. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Thank you for your question, Josh. Top 5 non-paintball specific things to bring to an NXL event.
Well, number 1 is transfuse. I mean, you gotta have your transfuse.
Yes.
Bucket
absolutely.
hats. Sunscreen.
Yes, bucket hats are clutch. Sunscreen. Shout out to Brute. Got to bring some Brute sunscreen.
Yep. Brute has the chapstick as well. You got to have chapstick. Your lips will fall right off your face if you don't have that. And then the last one would have to be some sunglasses. You got to have sunnies,
Dude, sunglasses are huge. Yes, that's like number 1 on my list. I'm so frustrated when I forget my sunglasses. Walking around paintball events in general, sometimes paint flies over them nets, and having sunglasses is very important. So for me, it's tough because to me they're paintball specific, but I guess you can go in that direction. Like to me, I would say transfuse is paintball specific, but it's not. It can be used for anything. So okay, so transfuse, sunglasses, totally agree with that. The bucket hat I do always have in my bag. I do. I'm not going to say that though, because you did. So I want to try to go with some different directions here. I have a raincoat that's always in my bag. Haven't needed it. Knock on wood. I have not needed it in a long time. And what I mean by raincoat, it's a poncho. Scrunches up into like, a nice little pack here, and I just stuff it in my bag because you never know when you're going to need that thing. It can kind of cover the bag too. Fortunately, with the Pro DNA bags, they're waterproof now, so we don't need that. Did I say headphones?
No.
Yeah, headphones are crucial. Gotta have my headphones at the field. It's very important for me to have my headphones at the field. So if I want to tune in and either listen to music or just put my headphones in before a match, so people just kind of don't. I have an excuse for ignoring people as I'm warming up, going through, and no offense, please don't take that the wrong way, guys. It's just, we don't really have like a private place to warm up. So sometimes before a match, we're running kind of through the grandstand area right behind the bleachers and stuff. It's the only place we have to actually get warmed up, or, by the divisional fields. And I want to try to not get distracted, right? So I just put my headphones in and head down. Sometimes I listen to music, and sometimes I've got nothing in there, to be completely honest. And I'm just focused on the game, doing my warm up and trying to prepare mentally. Let's see. Fifth item. Yeah, for me, it's actually just all of my supplements. You know, I bring a ton of different vitamins. I bring teas for bedtime. I have protein. You want to make sure that you have enough protein when you're at these events, because you're at the field all day, so you're probably not eating a bunch, and you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein because you're expending a ton of energy. I always would like kind of shrug it off, and then I'd be tired through events. I'd be like, oh, I'm drinking enough water. I had my meal. You know, like why is this? It can't be because I'm not having my extra 50 grams of protein. But it is. Yeah. Your nutrition at these events is so crucial. You will be amazed at how much better you feel if you really follow like the guidelines of what athletes are supposed to do. I promise you guys.
The extra bit powers you up for sure.
Yeah. I bring my massage gun as well. My massage gun is always there. Oh,
which one do you go with?
Oh, I've got, what is it? It's the, it's a really nice one. What's the main one? It's not a Hyper Ice. That's right. Yeah, I've got the Hyper Ice Pro. Yeah, I had a cheap one for a long time, like, $150, and it definitely got the job done. And then Archie brought one of the really nice Hyper Ice or Hyper Volt ones, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a game changer. So I went and I dropped the big bucks on it. It's like $500, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna last a long time. I use it every single day. I literally use it every single day. It's fantastic. It helps. When I have really good leg workouts, my legs will be sore for 2 or 3 days every time, no matter what my diet is, no matter, if I stretch, I cool down, all that. The massage gun makes it to where they're typically not sore the very next day, which is crazy to me. So I can, pack more leg workouts in. I still need to give them a day to recover, but at least on that second day, I can get back at it again instead of the lactic acid just seizing my whole body up.
Yeah. For sure, dude. All right, we got some more in here. Let's see. Osborne for this. It's fantasy football season.
Yeah.
Select your fantasy paintball starting 5 for Chicago, excluding teammates.
Okay.
Well, obviously Dylon, and Dylon. Come on, man.
Dylon, and Dylon. Okay, so no Dynasty players. Yeah. I'm going, and I'm writing this down right now. I'm going Tyler Harmon. It's a no-brainer. Always going to be alive. Going to get me a lot of kills for sure. And then, so I guess, like, what's the metrics? Let's just go kill count, right? I know Tyler's going to be on the field a lot, and I know that he's going to produce kills. He's going to be alive. So if that's a metric, that's a bonus as well. I'm going to go... I'm not going to go Mouse because I just don't know how much he's going to be on the field because they have 11 guys. Otherwise, Mouse is a no-brainer. I'm going to go Chad George. I know he's going to be on the field, and he's been a fantasy monster in the past. I know he's going to be on the field a lot. I'm going to go Berdnikov. He's going to be on the field a lot. He's going to get a lot of kills. And keep in mind, with fantasy, you could have all snake players, right? When you're building these team of 5, it doesn't have to be positionally because all you're going for is like kills and survivability. That's how you get the points. So Tyler, Chad, Malloy. Is Fedorov going to be going off? You guys got a lot of good players, Ty. You guys got a lot of good players. Let's go with... I'm going to go with Fedorov.
Boom.
No, he's going to be on the field a lot. And last but not least, gosh, is Rainey healthy?
Yeah, and I think that's 3, right? So 2 more?
I'm going to go with Rainey. No, that's 5. I have Tyler Harmon, Chad George, Malloy, Fedorov, and Rainey.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir. There we go.
I'm sure I'm missing some people. I didn't put any prep into that.
It's just for fun.
Question, but it's a pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty good squad right there. Pretty good squad.
There we go. Send
Yeah,
it.
and there's a lot of impact players that would for sure be on this list. If I know they're going to go through the prelims, probably splitting lines. So like that's not good for fantasy value. You know what I mean? It's like running backs by committee. You could have the best running back in the league, but if he is only getting 50% of the snaps, he's not your guy, you know?
Mm-hmm. And we just did a PTG fantasy football, which is really fun. If you're a part of the Discord, you can hop in that next season. This is the second year we've done the PTG fantasy football, and we're really looking forward to this all kicking off here shortly. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you, everybody, once again, for being a part of the PTG World Discord. If you want to join, go to ptgpodcast.com. If you join our Patreon at any level, it gets you in the PTG chat. So join in there and have some fun with us.
Absolutely. Ty, you gonna fire off your team?
Yes. Let's go with fresh eggs. We'll put eggies in there. And then the Hormesis Lord. I'm going to send Billy Bernach.
It's a good one. He was on my list too, for sure. Snake Gronk.
We're going to go. Oh, yeah. We're going to go with. I'm going to send Mouse. We're going to get him in the game. And then I can't have any Heat players. I'm going to throw JC Cornell. He's going down those Doritos. He's going to be wrecking shop. He's always a threat out there. And one more. Let's go with. You got to put Arch in there. I'm throwing Archie in. All
right. I don't know, dude. I think my team dunks on you in fantasy. In fantasy, you got a lot of players splitting some time there. That's a good squad. It's a good squad. So I've got Tyler, Chad George, Malloy, Fedorov, Rainey. You've got Alex Frazier, Billy, Bernaccia, Mouse, JC, and Archie.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be fun to watch. Damn.
Absolutely. All right. You asked that question, right? You did.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to move on to Clint Riddle. Who do you hate getting shot by, and why does it bother you to get shot by them?
You. I don't want to get shot by you. So, yeah.
Really?
It's PTG Wars. Yeah.
Damn, dude. I don't care when you shoot me. It's just a casualty.
I'm sending it. He said, obviously you don't want to get shot, but I know there's someone out there hurts extra little. I don't know that it hurts extra little. It's just, it's fun. Little PTG battles. Me and you going heads up, having some fun out there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So for me, dude, I saw this question kind of early, and I can't say that there is someone that bothers me to get shot by them. It happens. It's part of a match, right? So I guess it would be more of there's some
for sure
teams or players that I like losing to. No, it really doesn't bother me getting shot by certain people. I don't look at it that way because I'm very confident that I'm going to shoot you more than you're going to shoot me. So if I lose one battle to you, it's like, okay, cool. But I'm very confident that it's going to happen more to you than it is to me. So to me, it's more about losing
best friend. Like your best friend. I'm sure when Mouse gets you, you're like, oh, you son of a, it's just how it is.
It really doesn't, dude. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. To me, it's all, my battles are internal. I'm more mad at myself when that happens. I'm upset that I made a mistake. That's really the only thing I'm looking at. And so
absolutely.
I'll get mad. I'll get heated. It really has nothing to do with the player that did it. It's about the mistake that I made. I'm mad
That's
because
so true.
I typically immediately realize that what I did wrong. It's very rare. Honestly, I don't know the last time that I got shot and was like, I don't know how I could have avoided that or what I could have done better. It's usually pretty clear right after, and so it's like my frustration is at my mistake. And it's really within. I truly mean that.
And that's so true. And I'm glad that you're bringing this up because when you play pro sports or any sports, you want to treat everyone as if they're faceless and nameless. Everyone is, and obviously you're reading your opponent, you're reading the situations, you're playing the variables. Those are all very important and you need to do your homework and be aware of those variables. But you don't ever want to place any type of added circumstance or pressure to anything. Everyone is nameless and faceless, and you treat them the same way, right? You're gonna approach the game in a highly competitive and smart manner, and treat everyone like, damn, they have a paintball marker. You know what I mean? We respect that and play those situations.
That's the common thinking, and you hear that a lot, like just 5 guys with guns down there, right? Like that's always, who are we playing?
Well, like
Oh,
I
who
said,
cares? 5 guys with guns.
You also have to play the variables as well.
Yeah, exactly. To me, I want the
yeah,
information. To me, it's very important
of
exactly
course.
who's in front of me. That's why teams now are like, when you shoot somebody, they call the kill and the name, Hey, kill
Totally.
Tyler, kill Tyler.
That's for the
Who
pros,
you're playing,
but in the divisionals, it's vastly different with that type of stuff. But
see, it wasn't for me. I mean, Mike Hinman had us in Division 3 with Aftermath. We knew United, East Coast Empire, and Titman Effect. Those were the 3 teams that we were always battling it out with in Division 3. We scouted every single one of their games. We knew their players. We knew their headgear. It was religious, and we didn't have film. We stayed at the field all day and made sure we watched the teams that we were going to play, so we knew the players. That's been ingrained from the very beginning. So for me, and
Absolutely.
even I hear sometimes my divisional teams, they're like, oh, it's just 5 guys with guns. No, it's not. You should know exactly who you're playing against, so that I guess your opponent's tendency. So what I'm saying? Like, it's so crucial. It's important to know that.
Of course. But the mentality, like, don't let anything hold more weight in your mentality is what I'm saying. Obviously, you got to know who you're playing. If you know yourself, you know your opponent, you'll never be defeated. That's the formula to winning championships. Boom, period. Mm-hmm. But the mentality, you can't let anything hold space in your mentality is more the overall statement that I'm trying to make. Essentially,
don't let it lead to fear, right?
Yeah.
Don't let who's on the other side lead to like hesitation or fear or second guessing yourself, right? But more information is good. Just use the right way. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta be hyper aware out there. You gotta know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely, Ty. Okay, I think I asked that one right.
Yes, sir. All right, let's see. We got no, you definitely had that one. What do you do during the off season to stay on top of your game, whether it's training inside the nets or inside the gym? This is from BJ Manies 11. Thank you, BJ.
Yeah, BJ's the man, dude. So it's changed. That's evolved for me. Off seasons before, coming up through the ranks, you got a lot of catching up to do. You have a lot of game to learn. We always have a lot of game to learn, but you're playing catch up at that time. So you really it's so important early on to put in more work than the players that are at the top, because otherwise you're never going to pass them. Now at this stage in my career, there's different ways that I prepare. In the off season, I do like to take a little bit of time off. I like to relax. I like to decompress. I like to refresh my mindset. I think that's important to come back and be able to have the same kind of drive and hunger, make sure my body's healthy, make sure, the season is long, it's grueling. There's a lot of travel, a lot of flights. It's really, really, really tough on the body. So for me, it's, taking a couple weeks off. All of December, I pretty much take off from paintball. I just enjoy it with the family, try to relax. I'm still in the gym. I'm still exercising. I still, am being healthy, taking care of myself, but just kind of refreshing myself. And then January rolls around. That's usually when we have our first off-season practice, mid-January some point. And, that's when clinics kind of pick up and everything gets moving and you start really sharpening the sword and getting everything ready for the first event of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's really no such thing as an off season. Obviously, we take December to spend time with family and enjoy the holidays, and then as soon as January rolls around, it's full torque. Even during the holidays, we're in the gym. We're thinking about paintball. That never turns off. It's just hardwired into our DNA pretty much to always be contemplating the formulas of paintball and how it's going to move into the future and how we can be stronger moving into the future. And then as soon as we get into January, it's full go at the fields, getting the training going, doing clinics, getting ready to get together with the team and start practicing again and getting ready for what would be the 2023 paintball season that is not too far off here. We're moving into the last couple events of the year, and it's going to be November before you blink, and it's going to be November here.
100%, dude. All right, our last question from Captain Shibby, and this is a good one for all you flyers out there, anyone flying out to Chicago. Captain Shibby, he wants to know, what's your go-to in-flight entertainment? Are you watching movies or listening to audiobooks, podcasts, etc.?
For me, my go-to in-flight entertainment is looking at the field like a maniac and just like thinking about the field and thinking about my team and thinking about myself and how I'm going to be communicating on the field, the different situations we're going to see, and really just diving deep and thinking about, what I'm going into, being ever present in the now. Like, what am I doing right now? I'm heading to a paintball tournament. I'm going to be as prepared as I possibly can for that event, and thinking that the mental work is some of the most important work that you could possibly do. Obviously, you got to be out there and playing, but you really have to understand how you're going to approach things as well and be ready for those moments when they arise. So, for me, it's looking at the layout and thinking about paintball.
Yeah, I love doing that as well. I think that mental prep is so important when you're going to practice or when you're going to, I did that on the way to Sacramento, right? You're going over just simple things, bunker names, if this, then that.
Yeah.
What is the, if there's no one wide on the snake side, making sure I know that call. If I'm in this spot and we shoot this player, what do I do? How do I react? That mental preparation is very important for sure. I do also like to relax and decompress. I bring my iPad and I'll download, either a series from Netflix that I like to watch. That kills time. I mean, some of these flights, like going to Europe, that's a 15-hour travel day. So there's a lot of time to do both.
Oh yeah.
I have a book in my backpack at all times. Book, iPad, podcast, never audiobooks, just not a fan of audiobooks. I feel like you got to read books. I don't know why. It's just, I'll listen to podcasts. I love listening to podcasts, but just not a book.
I'm the same way.
I'm hardwired to not do that. So it depends. Yeah. I've got it all. I have a few different podcast channels that I listen to pretty religiously. So I'll have one of those. I've got some, shows on Netflix. I've got my book. All of it.
Absolutely. Stay entertained.
Stay entertained. And obviously I've got all the PTG episodes just on repeat.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. Fantastic, man.
Heck
well,
yeah.
Ty, thank you for joining us, all the listeners, on this Monday morning. And man, Ty, when do you head out to Chicago? You leave Wednesday?
Sending it on Wednesday, and then I will see you Thursday, I would imagine. We'll all be out there at practice. Awesome. and running around, getting ready for the 2022 Chicago Open NXL. And thank you all for tuning in. March, thank you for being a rock star and having fun. And dude, just taking this journey, this has been the best. Being on the PTG journey has been a dream come true. I know when we were younger, we always talked about doing things like this, and it's just amazing. This is episode number 157. And I couldn't ask to be doing something like this with a better person. So thank you, brother, for everything.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. Of course, right there with you. All right, everybody. Yeah. We'll see you after Chicago.
We'll see you after Chicago. Peace.
Actually, let's see you in Chicago. If you guys are there, please come say what up. We know a lot of the GOATs will be out there. That goes without being said. But if you just listen to the show, come say what up. Let's vibe a little bit, man. We love seeing you guys out there. So
hell yeah.
We'll see you there. All right,
and
everybody.
Also be on the lookout for the GOAT at World Cup. The big GOAT mascot is coming to World Cup. Yeah, quiet on that one.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right, guys.
All right, world.
Everybody.
Peace.
All right, PTG Nation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and rocking with us. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you can head over to ptgpaintball.com, click the Patreon link, and support the show. If you sign up at any level, you get access to the Discord. The Discord is the new PTG Nation. It's just like the coolest place for everybody to get together, share concepts, learn about paintball, have fun, and we have a lot of really cool stuff going on there. Our website is brought to you by Rusty Glaze at Concept Pursuit. If you need a website done, Rusty is your guy. All right, everybody, as always, can't wait to see you guys next week after Chicago to break down all the great stuff that happens. All right, everybody, peace.